Learning centers and stations or station teaching are not the same. They have similarities optically speaking. Students are moving around the room in smaller groups. However, they are different in that what students are actually doing in those groups is not the same. So in learning centers, the teacher can set up however many they would like. At each center, students are tasked with an activity that may or may not be related to each other in their content or in their skill. Students at one center might be doing something completely different and unrelated to students at another center within the same room. At each center, students are tasked with that activity. Usually that activity is reflective of content that students are comfortable in or well versed in. So the activity allows students an opportunity to practice the skill or review the content in an engaging, self-directed way. And the teacher will move about the room and circulate and answer questions and make sure students are on task. How often students circulate within those centers is up to the teacher. Centers are a great way for students to practice those foundational skills or that content. Stations, on the other hand, is more content driven. So students are split up into 3 groups, so 3 stations, and each station is connected to specific content that students are learning for that day. So the content is split up into 3 different sections. Now, at one station, the teacher is teaching the new content. At another station, the students are engaging with background information on that content that will help them understand the new information or the skills that they are learning. And at that third station, students are reviewing sub-skills or content that is still connected to the new learning in some way. And they can review that in their small groups or with a partner or independently if you choose. Stations are great when you want to split up really dense information, when you want to review new content, when you want to teach new content, and when you want just a smaller number of students sitting in front of you all simultaneously. And the teacher decides how long at each station. Now, stations is very content or skill driven, whereas learning centers are review or practice driven. Students might repeat the same learning centers over the course of a year, whereas anytime you use stations, it's not going to look the same because your content is constantly changing. What you decide to use is based on that learning objective or learning goal. What do you want your students to know and be able to do by the end of this lesson, and which vessel, learning centers or station teaching, will help them best get there.